Hey everybody, Prepper for the Ages coming at you again from my living room. How you doing today? I just wanted to talk. I was thinking when I was out today. I was thinking about what we learned in anthropology. If you guys don't know, I'm an anthropologist. I graduated in anthropology. My concentration was in archaeology, and we talked about the concept of survival of the fittest. And a lot of prepping channels, or at least a lot of the ones I'm seeing, are survival of the fittest. You have to be the best at, you have to have the most, the best, and I'm going, that's not how it works. In anthropology, that theory has come up and then has been quashed. And it's not so much survival of the fittest as survival of the most fit, aka in other words, survival of the most adaptable. So you take a look at, I don't know if you've ever taken a course in ecology or environment or things like that, or if you've had orienteering. For example, if you've gone orienteering and stuff, you have an old map, and orienteering is that you go from point A to point B, or have several points on the map that you need to get to, and they usually have a little punch card, and the person, I don't know, the person who goes through fastest gets the prize. But it's a really nice thing to do on a day with other people, and it's really nice. But if you have an old outdated map, sometimes you come across okay, this map says this area is supposed to be mature forest and it's swamp. And why is this? It's because over time the environment changes, and it literally happened to me when I was doing orienteering. It's like, old map, why is this not redwood forest? Why it's an impenetrable swamp, which is swampy, open water. It's in over your head. You don't want to go there. You want to go around. It's a bad thing to go through. So those are the things you have to keep up on. And bringing it back to survival of the most fit, imagine all those critters and creatures that 10, 20 years ago, when the map was made, were living in that forest. They were quite happy, they were quite healthy, and then all of a sudden, over time, it got wetter and wetter and wetter, and it got so wet that the trees came down, and there was runoff, or something changed, and the water level went up. It's not about, who can run the fastest through the forest. There's no forest there anymore. It's who can adapt. So the geckos needed to adapt, the critters, the insects, they needed to adapt. Now, bringing it forward to people, this is the premise where we're saying the people, it's not survival of the fittest for people, it's the survival of the most fit, survival of people who can adapt to the situation and can adapt to their climate and adapt to their environment the best. So that means you can't, year after year after year, if you're planting and all of a sudden your crops start failing and you've noticed that, the weather is changing and the environment for your crops are changing, you don't keep on planting the same things that are not flourishing. You go out and do your research and find something that will grow in that environment, or kind of project what the environment's going to be like the next few years and plan that out there. So it's the biggest misnomer when people just keep saying survival of the fittest, because that's actually not the case. There have been studies, there have been projects, there have been things like that that disprove that. So and it's great. Adapting to your circumstances is the way you get through things the best, because it's going with the flow, reaching up and shaking your fists at clouds. It's not going to help. Usually that's not the way to go. So so it's just something to think about. This is what we in anthropology we've studied and found the best. But your mileage may vary. You're certainly entitled to your opinion, but that's what people have done the studies and found that's the way things work. So, and I would be interested in hearing for what you guys had to say about it. But yeah, it's something that I thought I'd share. It's you can certainly disagree or whatnot in it, but I'd like to hear what your opinion on stuff. So, okay, I hope you're having a good day. Prepper for the Ages signing out for now.